Yo, what's going on guys, it's your boy Henry, aka The Henster, and today I'm going to be reviewing some of my favorite albums and singles from this month. But yeah, I'm just going to be talking about some of the albums that dropped this month, some singles that dropped this month, and just my thoughts on them, and a bit of a music roundup. So if you're going to enjoy the video, make sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment on which album was your favorite this month. And yeah, let's get into the video. So I'm going to start with the albums, and first we have the Weeknd's Dawn FM.
Is there someone else on mine? 'Cause I wanna keep you close.
Such a great album to start off the year. Like, the progression from track to track is amazing, with a really strong intro, really strong interludes, and just overall the flow from track to track is almost seamless. But one great thing about the album is you can play each track individually or all in a row and it's still both great. Some highlights on the album for me are the intro, Gasoline, Here We Go Again, Is There Someone Else, and Less Than Zero. But yeah, the Weeknd, the features on the album, and just the tracks overall were great. Next up we have Ian Dior's On to Better Things.
This time I know, there's no looking back, it's all in the past.
Now this album drove more in a pop punk / pop genre than his normal rap. You could tell he's been leaning into this recently, but this album fully went into it. With features from Machine Gun Kelly and Travis Barker, you could tell what he was trying to do. And did it work? I mean, I don't really know. I'm a fan of Ian Dior, I've liked his stuff before, especially his debut project. But this one just didn't really do it for me. The tracks just kind of sounded the same throughout. I thought both the singles were really strong, Let You being my favorite on the album, and then V12 with Lil Uzi was definitely right after. I don't know, I can see the appeal to it and I can see the audience who would like that, but it's just not me. Next up we got Kyle's It's Not So Bad.
I close my eyes, I see you there, right by my side, I need you there.
Now Kyle went independent this year and this is his first project as an independent artist. And honestly, It's Not So Bad is not so bad. No pun intended. Yeah, I don't really know if it stacks up against his other stuff. I mean, it feels more mixtape-ish, but it was pretty good. I mean, you could tell it leans more pop, it's got a lot of indie aspects, and it's pretty cool to see. I liked all the singles for it, and the track was pretty solid. The Craig David feature and the Beam feature was great too. I don't know if I'll be playing it 24/7, but I did enjoy it. Next up, we have Cordae's From a Bird's Eye View, and man, this album is good.
I'm on this road, and I'm not sure where my heart is headed. And if you left me now, I know how far I regret it.
Where do I start on this one? I mean, first let's just talk about the track list, how great it is. We start off with a freestyle from his brother as the intro, that's just insane. And then we get bar-filled tracks like Super, Today, and Want From Me. And I mean, you could tell Cordae really put his all into this. And honestly, one of my favorite tracks on the album is in the later half, which is Chronicles. It features Lil Durk and Her, and honestly, their parts add so much to the song and it's really good. I 10 out of 10 would recommend this album if you haven't listened to it, it's really good. Next up, we have Gunna's Drip Season Forever.
Made it when it's all set. Scars and tests. Know I had a hard hit.
I don't know, I'm not a huge fan of Gunna. He's always felt like a good feature, but in his own stuff hasn't really hit with me. And I actually thought his last album, Wanna, was pretty good. But I mean, this album felt like it was thrown together quick just to get some like publicity. I mean, of course you have the memes with Push and P, but it didn't really do too much. There's gonna be people who back this album, but give it a year's time and people won't remember it. Remember, this is just my opinion, take it with a grain of salt. And next up, we have Choppa's Me vs. Me.
Push it, push it. Big dot like OG took it. Push it, push it.
I actually did like this album, I thought it was pretty good. I don't really know about the track order. Starting with Shot of Flow 6 felt a little off to me, like it kind of messed with the flow of the album. But besides that, it was pretty solid. We start off with a Young Thug feature, a Polo G feature, and just some great tracks. The album does get a little bland after a while, but it starts off pretty strong. Definitely not a bad one. So last year, Glaive released his album, All Dogs Go to Heaven, and lastly for the albums, we have the deluxe to that album, Old Dog, New Tricks.
We're flying too close to the sun. And it's been fun, she pointed me like I'm the one.
Which adds 5 more tracks to the back of it. And honestly, I really liked these tracks. I was a huge fan of the album when it came out, and not really hearing Glaive before, it was kind of a refreshing sound. It was also kind of my first taste of the hyperpop genre. But yeah, the deluxe is great. I mean, especially the track Icarus is just something really different for Glaive and is super good. Lap 1 was another highlight for me, as well as Just Like You for the Image. If you like hyperpop or just pop in general, you'd love this album. It also drags in hip-hop and alternative aspects, so I think it's just an overall great album. So those are all the big albums for the month I could think of, and now we're gonna go into singles. Alright, so High by the Chainsmokers. This is a recent one. It dropped this Friday and had a lot of anticipation. So if you didn't know, the Chainsmokers had some promotion for the album where they were replacing themselves with doppelgangers and no one had any idea what was going on. And it was all leading up to this single, which is the debut single for their new album. And another cool fact, it was actually written and sold by the Kid Laroi. But yeah, honestly, I really like this track. His lyrics are fine, the voice is great, and honestly, the EDM aspects don't overpower the song. I can definitely see it becoming a big hit. So yeah, I really like this one.
I seem depressed, always being bothered, nevertheless, keeping me out of prison and putting me to the test.
Alright, so XXXTentacion's label decided to release some of his old SoundCloud songs, and the first one they're doing is Vice City. Now, I had never heard the song before this because I'm not like a huge X fan, but I gotta say, this is one of my favorite tracks from him. And I get it's older, it's not as polished, it's not gonna be as finished as some of his other songs. I kinda like that vibe to it. I'm honestly excited to see what else they have in store for him this year. Alright, we got a weird one now. Lil Pump's Mona Lisa featuring Smoke Perk.
Shout out to Mona Lisa. Shout out to Mona Lisa.
And if you haven't heard that name in a while, it's because Lil Pump really hasn't been big or around much since 2017. Ever since Gucci Gang, he's really fallen off and not been present at all. But I actually did hear about this track and I just wanted to see what it was like. It's not good. I mean, there's nothing really to it. There's no substance really, and it's just nothing special. Alright, I put this one on the list. We have Charlie Puth's Light Switch.
Turn me on like a light switch. When you're moving your body, you go to the right.
And this track is really good. I tried to not like it at first, but it's just way too catchy. The only thing I didn't really like about it is how he hyped up this track since September on TikTok, and to make someone wait that long, I mean, it's kind of crazy. But I mean, I guess it was worth the wait. It's a really good track and one of my favorites he's ever put out. Yeah, super catchy, super fun beat, and just a cool concept. Alright, lastly for the singles, we have All Night by SX and Trippie Redd.
What you think about all night long? Yeah. What you think about all day?
Now this is such a cool track that I just didn't see coming. I didn't really know if he was on the level with Trippie Redd to get a feature from him, but I guess he is. And I honestly feel like SX outshines Trippie Redd. I mean, his hook is so good and it's so catchy. And the lyrics are pretty great too. And don't get me wrong, I do like Trippie Redd's verse a lot, it's pretty solid. But yeah, overall just a really good single. Anyways guys, that's gonna do it for today's video, and if you like this kind of roundup for the month, just kind of review of music, then comment down below. I'm also not gonna be posting again till Friday, February 11th, because that is my birthday content bash, in which I'm going to be posting content every day leading up to my birthday. Starting Friday, we're getting a video, Saturday a live stream, Sunday 2 YouTube shorts, and Monday another video. And then the 15th is my birthday. Stay on the lookout for more announcements on that. Alright, thanks for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.